Hey, grass is cheaper, straw is free. Well, not anymore. Horses eat it, why don't we? I'm gonna turn this hay, well, some of this hay, into a place where I can grow great things to eat. At least, that's the plan. Hi, I'm Amy. Welcome back to Hummingbird Hill. And as you can see, I am not in the garden at the moment. I am here by the haystack, and we have enough left that I'm going to try an experiment this year. As you know, if you've watched my first few videos, I didn't get to put extra raised beds in my garden last year because I left stuff planted in every single bed. So I need to figure out what to do with the end of the garden that doesn't have raised beds, and I'm trying to kill some weeds down there. So instead of lugging in dirt, piling it on top of the cardboard I've already laid, trying to make that work when I want to switch my beds around anyway, I don't really want anything permanent this year. So I've been looking up a lot of information about straw bale and hay bale. I have been looking up a lot of information about straw bale and hay bale gardening. And I thought, well, I've got some hay, why not give this a try? So today's goal is to get a lot of these hay bales out into the garden so I can start them conditioning, which you need to do if you want to plant in them, which is my goal this year. I also am going to be putting in some cattle panels for some trellising and some other cattle panels for supporting my tomatoes, because my tomatoes, when I single stemmed my tomato suckers that I just ripped off the tomato plants, put in the dirt and let them grow, those things got to over 8 feet tall, and I didn't have anything to support them, so they ended up like this. That's kind of the goal today. I don't know exactly how much I will get done or how much I'll be able to film because the garden is incredibly sunlit today. It's gorgeous, it's glorious, it's beautiful. Hear those birds chirping, but you may not be able to see anything. So I'm going to give you a little heads up about what I'm doing. I'm going to try and film some of it, and if it shows, then I'll let you know what I'm doing. Otherwise, I will show you the after product, and we'll talk about how I'm going to condition these bales, probably in my next video. So if that sounds interesting to you, hope you stay around. Also, if you don't know, at the end of my videos, I always post some little clips or videos or photos from interesting things that have happened around the farm in the week. So if you are someone who likes things quick and you're like, I don't want to watch a whole video on the hay bale thing, because sometimes my videos get long. I don't know exactly how much to edit out, because people like to watch the working. Some of the people do, some of the people don't. In any case, I'm figuring all that stuff out. But if you're a person who's like, hey, I just want a quick update, you can go all the way to the end of the video and see some pictures, maybe some videos of the donkeys or the dogs. I just tend to put little snippets at the end because that's where I think about putting them in. So I'm going to get started with the hay bales, moving them there. I'm going to see if I can put you in a place where you might be able to see some of it. And we'll see how that goes. Actually, the first thing I'm going to show you, and we'll try this and see how this works, is I'm coming out of here. Ooh, look, see all the winter storage. Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to see it all. So over here, as I told you, one of the things that I am working on. Oh yeah, that's a good with the hat and that. Ooh, but I can't see without it, and the sunburn. This is difficult. One of the things I told you is I'm working on the gate, but the whole fence for this. But one of the great things here is this gate I can take out, which is going to make it super easy to lug in a bunch of hay bales. So I'm going to get this moved, and then I'm going to get started. Hi there. Then I'm going to get started with the, oh hey, that's better. There you are. Then I'm going to get started with moving the hay bales. And my dad's probably going to be out here helping me today, so you may see him around too. All right, I'll be back. Biggest problem with working with hay is I always get covered in it. I need to go find my gloves. Yeah, because it's easier with that twine. Be back in a minute. Okay, got the gloves such as they are. They're holey, but they'll work. Obviously, I need some more heavy carrying gloves. And right now, I'm just going to get started carrying a bunch of hay bales into the garden. We'll see how that goes. And the sunglasses are going back on because I cannot see a thing out here. It's too bright. Okay, you know what they say about working smarter, not harder. As much as I would have liked to make 30 individual trips, carrying bales from all the way over there, all the way back into the garden, I decided to work a little smarter and grab my garden cart because I can get 2 bales in there at a time, and that will save me a lot of time. So I have room in my schedule today for things that I really want to do, like planting and putting in my trellises. So let's try this again. Yep, I'm liking that. The wind, apparently, is opposed to me filming. So as you can see, my dad's here helping, which is super nice because that's a lot of bales to carry all on my own. And I just wanted to show you something real quick. So let's lift you out of the pea cage, which will hopefully help you not blow over again. And if you come here, you can see that the bales, we're putting them so the cut end is up so that we can dig down in there and get seeds. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. So the cut end is up on these, which will help the fertilizer get in, the water get in, and then it will help the seeds have a place to grow. All right, let's go back to the pea cage. Papa, do you want to say hi to YouTube? YouTube, Papa, I don't know, they can't see you. There he is. Muscles, I called in the heavy guns. Alright, we're getting back to work. Hi boys. What you doing, fellas? You think this looks like lunch? It's okay, babies. You think that looks like lunch? How does that make you feel? That's all you got. You're camera shy. I know. Okay, we're gonna get back to work. You keep your heads on that side of the fence, please, fellas. Definitely I'm gonna have to get another long board for that section down there, since the donkeys have already been trying to eat the cardboard out of the garden. So obviously this is the first time that I've worked with hay bales in the garden, and I'm trying to figure out exactly the layout because I want to construct 2 arches out of cattle panels that I can use to grow beans and other things that climb up and over on. The trellising I was using last year for my cucumbers, for example, was pathetic, and so I ended up getting more powdery mildew sooner than I normally do, just because the cucumbers just overgrew everything. So I'm gonna try this whole cattle panel thing, but I'm trying to figure out where exactly I can put the arches so that they do not give too much shade to the grapevines. So obviously this is something that's a work in progress, and I'm just gonna be moving some bales around for a minute. Okay, everything you do for the first time takes a little adjustment, and we just got our first arch in, and I'm sure you've seen them all before, but I love them. I'm so excited to get growing on it. And because of the layout of the garden, this isn't exactly where I'd love arches. I'm gonna actually have 2 more down on the raised beds. So I can grow some of the things that do not need as much shade. This end of the garden, as you can see, gets shade. And normally we've been growing potatoes down here, so it's not really a big deal. In the summer, it only gets a couple of hours of shade in the afternoon, but there's this tree here, and then when the sun comes around to the west, we've got the hay shed. So it does get more shade than the rest of the garden, which gets basically no shade at all throughout the whole day. So just adjusting, moving things around. It's so nice to have my dad helping me because it's a lot more fun to do these things with 2 people. So I'm gonna get back to work. He's getting some water because he's almost 70 and he's awesome. So we'll be back. Back to work. What? I'll move it. I'll still use it. Okay. So we just carried in a second one. I don't know if my phone stopped, if it's full, something bumped it. In any case, we're gonna go work on getting some bark dust out of the truck now that this is set up. And I'm super excited about it. And I'll be back in the garden in just a bit. So this has been super exciting. As you can see, I've got 2 little trellises behind me made out of cattle panel T-posts. I'm gonna get some zip ties to attach the T-post to the cattle panel. That's actually the next thing I'm gonna do. And I have the kind of outline of what I want to do with the hay bales put together. I'm gonna take you over here and show you just a couple of things I'm still working on. And I'm actually trying to decide if I'm gonna put a second row of hay bales on the inside of the cattle panel, which will give me room to plant the peas, etc., the shade-loving plants on the inside, and then do some more crops on the outside. One of the biggest things I'm worried about on this end of the garden is the shade factor. I'm trying to not shade the grapes too much over there with these here. I did want to do 2 of them, but I thought it would be way too close to the grapes. So just kind of experimenting, seeing what works this year. And I'm super excited because these little 4x4 bales, I'm gonna fill the interior with some more hay, some compost, some soil, and that is actually where I'm going to plant my sweet potatoes, and I'm probably going to end up planting a few regular potatoes this year, not so many, just because we used to have a lot, but storage I haven't been so great with, and also we probably shouldn't be eating quite so many potatoes, even though they're Mom's favorite thing. So I do have to plant her some because she loves new peas and potatoes every spring. Well, June-ish. So I want to make sure that she gets them here, as this is probably her last time she'll get them. So I'm still going to plant her some potatoes, but probably not the whole half of a garden. I have melons and so many other things I want to plant that I've not planted before that I can't give up that much space for potatoes this year. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep working, experimenting with this. I'm going to actually put 2 more trellis arches down in that end of the garden, but I may not get to that today, because if you know what I did with my raised beds, I put some rocks at the bottom of them for drainage. Yay! Things grew great last year, but they're going to be a pain to move around, and if I want to put some T-posts in, I'm going to have to figure out how to get those rocks out of the way. So that's going to be a little project that I may not get to today. I don't need to because I can't plant for a few weeks. Our anticipated last day of frost is April 1st, and I'm probably going to put some things into the ground next week, more than I already have, since I've already put some seeds in the ground. Yesterday I got lettuces, carrots, turnips, beets, arak, however you say that, in the ground, and a few other odds and ends that I can't remember right now off the top of my head because I am thinking so much about hay and trellises. In any case, thank you so much for hanging out today and taking a look at what we're going to do. I'll give you updates on how the hay is going as I condition it and show you what I'm going to do with that. And I'll give you some links also to some other videos about this kind of trellising. Again, it's the first year I've used it, but my trellises that I've used in the past have been too flimsy and have not supported my vegetables the way I want, so I'm super excited about these. In any case, I hope that you will stop by again so we can do a little more construction, well, kind of construction, and growing together. See you next time.